ever stop in the middle of a project and ask yourself, why are we actually doing this? Not what's the deadline, not who's the stakeholder, not when is the next status meeting, but why does this project even exist? Now, wait, if you don't know the answer to that question, your project could already be in trouble. Oh, did I say that out loud? Well, okay, listen, because here's what I've learned over the years of leading projects. A project can have an approved budget, a detailed schedule, an experienced project team, executive sponsors, weekly status meetings, and you know that beautiful project plan. But if people don't understand why the work matters, they will eventually start treating important work like optional work. And once that happens, no project schedule in the world can fix it. I have to admit something though. I don't think enough project managers talk about what we're going to discuss today because when I was early in my career, and honestly, even later in my career, when I inherited projects that were already in flight, I was excited to get started. I wanted to meet the team, build relationships, review the schedule, understand the risk, and of course, start solving problems because that's what project managers do, right? We solve problems. However, there was a document that are often treated like a formality instead of a leadership tool. That's the project charter. I knew it existed. I knew it had to be approved, but I wanted to start delivering results. And if I can just be transparent with you, sometimes the charter wasn't very good. The purpose was vague. The objectives sounded like corporate buzzwords. The business case felt like it had been copied and pasted from another project. But instead of asking better questions, I just accepted the ambiguity. And that's where the real mistake happened. Because just because something isn't clear doesn't mean it isn't important. It means someone has to create clarity. Eventually, the project would move into execution. Tasks were assigned, meetings were scheduled, status reports were sent. Everyone looked like they were doing their job exceptionally well. But something just felt off. The team wasn't moving with urgency. Deadlines slipped just enough to become frustrating. People weren't saying that the project was important. They were acting like it wasn't important. So, what do we do as project managers? You know what we do. We push harder. We ask for updates. We send reminder emails. We schedule another meeting on top of another meeting. And then we explain the deadline again and again. And then we wonder why no one cares as much as we do. However, the problem usually isn't the team doesn't care. The problem is that they don't understand why they should care. I want you to think about that for a second. The project manager never took the time to understand the purpose of the project. How can they expect the team to understand it? That realization, it changed the way I approach every project afterwards because I stopped believing in my first responsibility was building a project schedule or a project plan. And I started believing my first responsibility was actually discovering the project's purpose. Everything else become easier after that.